John Rhys Davis here, Salah in Indiana Jones, and Gimli in Lord of the Rings. Give 'em hell, 3 guys and a flick.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
As I was going up the stairs, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away.
Three guys and a flick with Don, Ken, and John. Dive into the movies well after the dawn. From the good to the bad to the wildly absurd. They give a fuck about films. Their voices are heard.
Welcome back. You are listening to Three Guys and a Flick. This is where we review the good, the bad, and the absurd. Tonight's episode, Identity. Beware spoilers. Coming to you from inside Malcolm River's head, my name is Don. And to my right, we have the comic book guy, John.
Horrors don't get a second chance.
And to my left, we have the professor, Ken.
Hello, everybody.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm not too bad. What about you?
Well, as long as I can quiet down the voices, I'm good.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Who are all those other people standing over there staring at us?
I don't see anyone.
Oh, is it just me? Is this the right movie? Tonight we are talking about Identity. Identity comes to us via the Bronco helmet and was submitted by our listener, Jordan H. So, Jordan, thank you so much for throwing that into the Broncos helmet. We hope you enjoy the review. Released on April 25th, 2003, Identity was directed by James Mangold, written by Michael Cooney, and it stars John Cusack, Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet, Alfred Molina, Clea Duvall, Rebecca De Mornay, John Hawkes, John C. McGinley, William Lee Scott, Jake Busey, Pruitt Tyler Vince, and a bunch of other personalities.
How'd this movie do, Don?
This movie was made for $28 million and brought in $90 million.
You know, it's funny. I never saw this movie when it first came out. I didn't even know this movie came out, and it did so well.
Did you see this movie back in 2003?
I haven't heard about it before.
Oh, so this is your first time as well?
Broke my cherry right here.
All right. Yeah, I remember seeing this, and I remember the ending and the twist being like, at the time, wow, that was fucking amazing, right? And so I had only really seen it like 2 or 3 times after that, and watching it again for the pod, I enjoyed it so much more. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely the twist was really interesting. I guess the director filmed multiple endings because he didn't want the word to get out, and he didn't want people to read, like even the actors, to know which was the real ending.
Yeah, and speaking of director, I was shocked to find out that it was James Mangold. And I don't know if you guys know his work, but I'm very familiar with him. And I was like, okay, I'm on fucking board.
Yeah, I looked up some of his work, and he's got a few movies that I really liked, including Logan, The Wolverine, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, not the best one, but still an Indiana Jones movie. Girl Interrupted, too. I really like that one.
Yeah, this guy has been all over and is, I think, is a really good director. One of the films that I saw on his list that I hope the listeners will please throw into the Broncos helmet is Copland. Have you ever seen Copland with Stallone and De Niro and Liotta?
I saw it once.
I remember liking it.
I don't think originally I think it's a movie that I would go and see. But after watching Stallone in Tucson King, I think I'd like it.
Tulsa King?
In Tulsa King, you're right. I think Stallone playing that type of character, I bet you I'd love Copland.
Oh, yeah. And it's a different Stallone, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Another one on Mangold's list is Walk the Line, Academy Award winner, Johnny Cash. You guys ever see that?
I don't know if I saw that all the way through.
I mean, it was a good movie. It was kind of formulaic, as most, I guess you could say, as most musician biographies are. You know what I mean? Your rise to fame, your battle with addiction, this, that, and the other, and then the end.
Did you catch that? First of all, Mangold's a huge Johnny Cash fan, and in this movie, Busey was humming a Johnny Cash song.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with me being deaf. I didn't hear any of that. So.
He also directed Ford versus Ferrari, and I've always been curious to see the movie.
So have I, because I'm a big Christian Bale fan, and I like me some Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
So, listeners, Ford versus Ferrari, please and thank you.
You know, watching this movie, it was really refreshing. It made me feel good to see Ray Liotta on the screen again.
Yeah, and he's so young.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think of Liotta?
I always love Liotta in anything. I don't think this was his best work because I don't think we got enough of him, but I thought he did a really good job in this. He fit that role.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, best work is subjective, right?
Mhm.
And I think he's solid, very much so with what he's given. However, there's certain lines that he said that I couldn't help smiling, thinking, that's Henry Hill. You know, and just with the suit and the hair, and
Yeah.
he was so Ray Liotta. It was wonderful.
The great thing about an actor like Ray Liotta is that he can go either way. He could be the good guy who's kind of got a rough edge, or the bad guy who's, you don't know if you can trust him because he's a bad guy. And he played that character perfectly, I thought, in this movie, that you didn't know if you could trust him or not.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree. This is not our first John Cusack movie either, but
Not even our second.
Would it be our third movie?
Yes, I think it's our third John Cusack movie.
are we sure? Gross Point Blank, Say Anything,
Mm-hmm.
this, and I think you're right.
What I would love, and I don't know if it's in the helmet, Better Off Dead, Please and Thank You.
There you
That's
go.
probably my favorite John Cusack movie.
Oh, it is classic.
Want my $2.
Do you realize the what
Street
does
val-
he say?
Street
Do you
value.
know how much the street value of this mountain is?
It's pure Colombian snow or alpine snow.
or something. Yeah. What'd you guys think of Cusack?
He was great in this.
I agree.
He's another one of those actors that a lot of times will play kind of the same role. He just plays the calm, cool, collected type guy in most roles. But this worked for him in this movie.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that having not seen it in such a long time and now watching movies, I guess you could say through a different lens, I really did appreciate his performance. And what I loved about it was the cop that came out of him. Right.
Sure.
And I know the ending. I have seen this before, and I'm trying to look for things that I didn't notice before. And at some point, I stopped looking and just let the story take me again, even knowing the ending. And I didn't know it all that. I didn't remember it beat for beat. I mean, for example, the guy who plays Malcolm, who incidentally is also Superman's dad in the new Superman.
Oh, yeah.
I mixed him up with Vincent D'Onofrio. I thought Vincent D'Onofrio was in this.
When I first saw just the trailers and the previews for this, I thought it was Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah. But no, I thought Cusack was brilliant. What'd you guys think of Amanda Peet?
I only know her for The Whole Nine Yards.
Yeah, me too. What'd you think of her?
She was great.
Was she Paris in this movie?
Yes.
I thought she was one of the highlights of this movie. I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this whole cast kind of really bonded together. And I bought the people at the motel. I bought the courthouse. So I thought this movie was cast very well.
Well, love me some Rebecca De Mornay.
It's been a minute since we've seen her in anything.
Yeah. Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great movie.
Risky Business.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut your mouth. Please and thank you, listeners. You heard it. What'd you think of Rebecca?
Rebecca De Mornay, I hadn't seen her in I don't know how long, but yeah, the last thing that I remember seeing her in was A Hand That Rocks the Cradle. And then I always am going to be forever knowing her for Risky Business.
Yeah.
But she was good.
Yeah, and I thought that she played the aging actress to a T. So, yeah. Did you guys recognize Larry? John Hawkes.
He was very familiar. I know we've seen him recently.
We've reviewed a movie with him recently.
With Reservoir Dogs? No.
Close. From Dusk Till Dawn. He is the guy behind the counter in the Pete. He's Pete. Anyone else jump out at you in this cast?
Jake Busey's always fun, but I didn't feel like we got enough of him.
Oh, he was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I think his role could have been a little more drawn out. I guess there's a lot of extended scenes that were filmed that were ended up cut because the director thought they gave away too much of the secrets of the movie. But I I wish we got a little bit more of Jake Busey.
Yeah, and I understand the cuts, and it probably did give away the secrets of the movie. And coming in at $130, yes, please, and thank you. So I love the runtime. What about you? Anybody else jump out at you?
John C. McGinley playing a very different role. I'm not used to seeing him be so passive.
Yeah, and he's always really aggressive. I think we've reviewed a couple of movies with him. One pops into my head.
Office Space.
No, not that one, but good call.
Yeah, that's a good pull.
7.
Okay.
He's that SWAT guy that Dex.
Yeah.
I thought he was great, and I took it knowing and watching it again, every time I saw their characters, I took it not so much as different emotions, but different personalities of people that influenced Malcolm throughout his life, right? And so I thought that all of the characters contrasted each other and played off each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
From what I wrote down, they were supposed to represent aggression, innocence, guilt, authority, those kind of things. Each one had a role that they represented.
Yeah, throughout some point in Malcolm's life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Alfred Molina?
It was interesting to see him. It took me a while, I think, to realize that he was the same guy from Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Now I spot him everywhere. I didn't even realize that when he was in the Spider-Man movies, that was the same guy from Indiana Jones, and now I see him everywhere.
Oh, he's from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
Throw me the idol. I'll give you the whip.
That's right. I'm thinking of Sala, and I'm about to tear your hair off. I'm glad I thought about that.
No.
Good call. I forgot about that. I thought he was great, and I liked how they have two narratives running in this movie, right? Of primary and a secondary.
Yeah, and you're wondering, how are they supposed to intersect?
Yeah, and I thought the whole courtroom legal thing played really well. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too little. I think this movie is very well balanced.
One of the things I like to do when I watch these movies, and you talk about how you sometimes just like to sit back and enjoy the movie. For me, I'm kind of the opposite. When it comes to mysteries and suspense, I try to make guesses. So I try to write down my guesses as the movie went on. And the first thing that came up for me was when they were doing the court scene and talking about the criminal guy and talking about flashing back to the motel. I thought, oh, he's going to be the prisoner in the back of the cop car who's going to show up at the thing. So that was my first guess. They kind of led me down that road, that it was happening at the same time.
Yeah. And I like the way that this film is cut and the way it tells us the story. It'll give us just a brief intro, and then we'll stop time and we'll go back and we'll catch up to how we got there. And the first time I saw it, I thought the same thing too. I thought that the killer, whoever's going through this legal
Malcolm.
Yeah. It was the one being transported by Ray Liotta.
Yeah, I thought that's where the story is going. An interesting thing, seeing this motel and all that rain and everything, I thought this was filmed outside. I had to look it up. Do you know where this was filmed?
It was all on a soundstage.
And do you know what the soundstage was originally used for?
What?
Wizard of Oz. It was the Emerald City.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's the same soundstage.
Oh, right on.
But yeah, all the rain and everything. They wanted to control the rain and all that.
Did it give you Psycho vibes?
Very much so. In fact, there was a lot of call outs in this movie to Psycho.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Psycho vibes?
At the time that I was watching the movie, I didn't necessarily think Psycho, but after the movie's over with and I'm doing a little bit of reading, it's like, oh, yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyone else in this cast?
Well, you got Timmy, who had no lines throughout the whole movie until the very end. He had one line.
Yeah.
At least I thought he delivered it
that
pretty
little
well.
Fucking shit. I remember thinking the first time I saw it, that kid's bad news. But when the twist comes at the end, I was kind of like, okay, Mangold. Nice. Well played, sir. Well played.
When we get to the plot, I'm going to tell you when I stopped trusting him.
This movie is scored by one Elvin Silvestri. Does that name ring a bell to either of you?
No, sir.
I know he's done another movie with Mangold, but I don't know which one it was.
Here, let me tell you which one I am most familiar with him. He scores the Avengers.
Oh.
And Ultron and Infinity War. I mean, he's one of Marvel's guy. What'd you guys think of the score?
I thought it worked. It was a good score.
Yeah.
Nothing that jumped out at me, like thrilled me or anything.
You don't think it enhanced any scenes or made you feel one emotion or another?
No.
No.
It cued, for me, okay, here comes suspense, and here comes anxiety, and here comes bewilderment.
Yeah, and that's a good way of saying it, bewilderment. I felt the same thing, and after doing research and finding out who these, like the director and the composer, what they go on to be, I can see early glimpses of the Avengers soundtrack in there. So,
All I kept thinking was I had the song from The Crow playing in my head this whole movie.
which one?
Doesn't have to rain, or doesn't have to rain all the time.
It can't rain all the time. Episode 1, listeners.
Also reminds me of Seven in that the fact that it's just pouring down rain the whole time.
Oh, yeah, good call. Good call.
So I have compiled 5 trivia questions. Please do not tie because I don't have a tiebreaker.
I've got a tiebreaker.
Yeah, but you know the answer.
Exactly. So it's in my favor.
All right. Question number 1. What number is on the key discovered along with Caroline's severed head?
Dawn.
Tie.
10.
10.
10 is the correct answer. Question number 2. What dinner did Paris get from the vending machine?
Dawn. Cheetos.
Point to Dawn. Question number 3. What birthday does the remaining 4 have in common?
Dawn.
John.
March 10th?
Do you have an answer, Don?
So no. May 10th.
May 10th is the correct
It
answer.
was one of those, May or March.
Question number 4. What does Larry incapacitate Rhodes with?
Which one's Rhodes? Dawn. Shoots him?
No. Hits him with the baseball bat?
No, sir. The correct answer is fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher.
Question number 5. How many times does Rhodes shoot Ed?
John. I want to say 3.
3 is the correct answer.
Nice.
And this week's winner is Don.
See? No tiebreaker.
Good job, Don.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. On the eve of Malcolm Rivers' execution for a brutal mass murder, a last-minute midnight hearing is called. Previously overlooked journals surface suggesting Malcolm suffers from dissociative identity disorder, harboring 11 distinct personalities. His psychiatrist, Dr. Malik, argues that these writings prove Malcolm was unaware of his crimes, and the court considers delaying the execution. At the same time, a violent rainstorm strands 10 strangers at a remote Nevada motel run by Larry Washington. The group includes limo driver Ed Dakota, faded actress Caroline Susan, police officer Rhodes escorting convicted killer Robert Maine, sex worker Paris Nevada, newlyweds Lou and Ginny, and the York family, whose mother Alice is critically injured after being struck by Ed's limo. Tensions rise almost immediately. Suzanne is murdered, her severed head discovered in a motel dryer alongside her room key, number 10. Suspicion quickly falls on the escaped Maine. Shortly after, Lou is killed while Jenny hides in the bathroom, leaving the survivors terrified and isolated as the storm rages on.
So we open to Malcolm Rivers. It's a recording of his voice, and he is reciting a little poem of some sort. And we have Dr. Molina listening to the recordings, and he's trying to analyze what this is all about.
What'd you guys think of this opening?
Oh, it's Dr. Malik.
Yeah, but I like Molina because that's his real name.
Yes.
This opening reminded me kind of Seven.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit, right? I like the openings that kind of give us a jumping off point to our film. And, you know, it shows us crime scene photos and the tape recorder and the camera keeps moving. And we find out who Malcolm Rivers is.
Well, my first thought, this is where I wrote down my first guess, is since they bring up so quickly that he's basically got multiple personalities, I'm thinking, okay, one of the people at our cast is going to have multiple personalities. My first guess was, oh, the twist is going to be John Cusack's character, Ed, is going to have multiple personalities. He's going to turn, he's going to be hunting the killer and then turn out to be the killer. So that's where it first led me in that direction. But then we saw the picture of Malcolm and I thought, wait a minute, that's who he looks like. It's obvious, who he is. There's no mystery there anymore who this killer is.
Yeah. It's the night before his execution. This is the defense's last attempt to try to get it appealed or whatnot. And they feel like they have a case.
Well, they discover that his diary was never entered into evidence and never allowed to use in the case. And in it, there's so many different personalities represented. It makes a great case for the fact that he didn't know or still doesn't know he was the killer. And they can't really convict him if he didn't know he was the killer.
But that's not revealed to us yet. All we have is a late night call to the judge. And he's like, God damn it. What do you mean? A midnight hearing?
Yeah, he's all kinds of pissed, right? So
one thing that is revealed, I don't know if it's at this point or it's later on. It might have been in those, I think it was in those flashes of the articles as they're kind of panning over everything, is there was a little boy, 9 years old, who was this guy, Malcolm, who was left at a motel. And to me, that was a huge hint at this is going to have something to do with this motel and what happened to Malcolm when he was 9 years old. So that immediately made me think, oh, maybe this movie's going to be a flashback and we're going to see Malcolm at 9 years old. But then again, it threw me off again because the little boy's name is Timmy. So I thought, is Malcolm a personality? Is Timmy a personality? What's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah. It's in the newspaper clippings as the opening is happening.
We are given a shit ton of information in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie here.
Yeah.
Cut to this, cut to this, cut to this. Because right after this, now we're at the motel, and Larry is sitting there just doing a bunch of nothing, and all of a sudden, bam, in comes George with his wife.
We need help. She's been hit. There was an accident. And I like how the picture freezes, and then we go back.
I thought they did a really good job of interconnecting every character so that, they all are involved in some way with each other.
And so it shows us how they get a flat tire.
With the shoe and the tire.
Shoe? A shoe?
A high heel. Come on, man.
Yes.
Come on. And so now George has to change the tire. And then once we find out it's the high heel, we find out...
We cut to Paris and she's losing her stuff on the road.
We find out how we get the high heel. Yeah. And then she wants to light a cigarette and she's looking for the lighter and it stops and we go back to when she was with some dude.
She was a prostitute.
And she steals his lighter. So this happens a couple times throughout the film, and I really enjoyed that part.
What do you think of the scene where the wife gets hit?
Oh, man, I totally saw that coming.
How could you not?
Did you catch our first hint here?
The boy's evil look?
Well, the boy puts up his hand to the window and sees that his mom imitates his hand. And then he backs up and she backs up. What we don't notice right away, and I guess you go back and you'll see it, is he looks to his side a little bit and sees the car coming right before he backs up.
Oh
so
really
he causes her to back up in front of the car.
Yeah. That's fucked up, little shit.
Well, I saw the headlights off in the distance, and I'm thinking, oh, this is where she gets hit by the car.
Yeah, because she's got to, because there was an accident. They already told us.
Yep.
What I didn't expect was the brutality of the hit. Cusack hit that motherfucker really fucking hard.
I had to watch it a couple times. I thought it was really well done. It looked realistic, and it was brutal.
Yeah. And now we meet
Caroline. We cut to Caroline in the car. And
what a bitch.
Yeah, and so, okay, Ed, he's a chauffeur for her.
Yeah, yeah. And she's running out of battery on her cell phone. What'd you think of her cell phone? I didn't realize they looked that old in 2000.
I don't think I paid attention to the cell phone.
It was one of the flip phones where you have to pull up the antenna.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah. I had one of those.
Usually I notice that because I used to work for a cell phone company.
Yeah, I had to laugh a little bit. But obviously they have to distract Ed, so he hits the girl, and so he's looking for the battery, and just as he turns to face the road, he sees her. Oh shit! And then you see her fly kind of over the windshield and then back, and that was a really good effect. But what struck me was when Cusack stops the car, he immediately knew he had to go check. He didn't even hesitate about going to help.
But Caroline was like, no, just drive, don't get involved in this. Right away, everything that's coming out of her mouth made me not like her and think, my first thought was, I hope she's the first to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we have Paris. She reaches an impasse and she ends up having to back her car and she backs it into the telephone pole, knocks the telephone pole down.
Did you get that each person seems to commit some kind of sin or some kind of bad thing that causes repercussions throughout the movie? Like, of course, Paris is the one who knocked out all the phones.
Oh, I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, because immediately after that, nope, the phones are dead because they're trying to make a call.
Well, fuck me. I didn't even notice that. Right on.
Yeah. Each little thing, like I said, each person does something bad in the movie.
I guess. What does the mom do?
Nothing.
Follows the kid. She raised a little bastard.
Oh, so that's her fault?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all parenting.
Wow.
Not.
This fucking guy. What about Ginny? What did Ginny do?
Jenny's the one who lied about being pregnant.
Oh, touche. Right. Okay. Anyways.
So, no, the phones are down. And so Ed, he's like, all right, where's the nearest hospital? It's 30 minutes away. He jumps in the car. You're not going. And he throws everything out. Why is he driving 30 minutes without the mom?
I thought the same thing too. Since he's driving a limo, why didn't they load her in the back of the car? It should be probably pretty comfortable, or at least a town car, or whatever it is.
It's going to be a half hour to get to the hospital, a half hour to bring them back out.
Well, I mean,
he could save a half hour if he took mom with him to the hospital.
But he doesn't know her condition. Moving her could actually kill her.
I was just thinking that too, is that they've already moved her to the motel. Maybe it'd be bad to move her anymore.
And he's a cop. We don't know this yet, but his instinct is taking over. So I think in that situation, he does the right thing. It's pissing out. You can't see in front of you, So he tears off down the road and he sees Paris.
Why is the top down in her car?
I was wondering the same thing, if somehow it got stuck or whatever. Yeah, why was she driving with the top down?
I have no idea. I kind of thought the same thing too, because her car dies. I like that it's a Camaro though. And so she sees Ed come down and she's like, stop, I need a ride. And she gets in and Ed continues east and she says, it's washed out. There's no way around it. And I like how Ed says, well, I got to try. Right.
Yep.
And the next thing we see with him is his car is down into the little river or whatever it is.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah. And so they, of course, need a vehicle, and they've come across Lou and Jenny.
And newlyweds, and pick them up, and they all make it back to the hotel.
I like the bit at the motel when she's checking in and she's got that fat wad of cash, and Larry, he's like, hey, didn't you used to be that actress? And the eye roll that she gives.
Yeah. And as soon as he looks down and sees that fat wad of cash, I thought to myself, oh, you probably want to do something with that.
Well, I kept thinking too that you mentioned the eye roll when he said that, well, didn't you used to be the actress? And then she asked for the best room, and almost like felt like he gave an eye roll right back at her.
Yeah, because he just, what does he say? It's cozy. It's cozy.
So Ed comes back, and now it's pretty clear we're stuck here for the night.
Yeah, and he needs a sewing kit because he's got to sew that wound.
Yep. And then we have Rhodes in Maine. They show up.
Yeah, and this, like I said, this was my big swerve because I was expecting Malcolm to be in the back seat.
Yeah. And for some reason, I thought they don't show us Jake Busey until way later in the film to make you think it was Malcolm, but they show him right away. And I remember going, oh, that's right. But the first time you see it, you're like you said, oh, I was expecting Malcolm. Right?
My thought again was, to me, was a hint, oh, this is taking place at a different time. So maybe Busey is a younger version of Malcolm before he shaved his head and got a little fatter. Maybe Cusack is a younger version of Malcolm. Something along that line was, I kept thinking that, different time periods at this point.
Wow, that is deep.
Yeah.
You gave it a lot of thought.
So now we see Ed, and he's sewing the neck wound up. And I got to say, it does look pretty good.
It does look pretty good. And through all of this, the way Ed is reacting, you knew he was more than a limo driver.
Well, also, I think right when he abandons his car, he grabs a gun. And I kept thinking, why does he have a gun?
Oh, that didn't sway me at all.
Yeah, he's just a limo driver. Is he also her bodyguard or something? I was trying to figure out there's something more to his story. And the fact that even with all the accident and everything else, he's, weirdly calm throughout the whole thing. If I hit a woman like that, I would be on edge freaking out.
Yeah, well, I can't see you much as a limo driver. So there's no fear in that, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that, he is somebody that reminds me of the same kind of character that we have in Grosse Pointe Blank. He's had experience and he knows his way around a situation because he's been there before.
Yeah. And so Rhodes shows up and Ed's like, do you have a radio in there? We need to call for help. And then he tries to call for help, but he doesn't get any answer. And in the meantime, Rhodes wants to secure Maine, so he takes him into that room and locks him to the toilet. And when he does, I remember thinking, you could probably get out of that, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't remember Ray Liotta's full character last night when I was watching it, so it got me again.
There was another hint here that I didn't catch, I think, until I thought about it later, when Rhodes' character, Ed asked Rhodes, can we take turns on the radio? And he says, no, I got it. And he wouldn't let anybody else use the radio. And I thought that was a little strange that he's so insistent, but maybe that's just the cop part of him doing his job.
Maybe.
When do we see Rhodes back without his jacket? Because that was obviously right there sealed it for me that we knew he was a bad guy.
We're almost there.
Okay, because at one point he takes it off and you see the blood wound on the back, but he's got no wound.
Right.
So there's this brief moment where Rhodes is talking to Paris at the vending machine. And I love the little back and forth. Paris, huh? Never been. Well, you ain't going tonight.
Yeah, that was good. He was just trying to make conversation.
Another interesting thing is when Paris is checking in, right away, Larry knew she was a prostitute. I mean, almost seems like he knew everything about her. Didn't you find that a little strange?
No, I just took it as his sex worker discrimination, probably Christian upbringing.
Yeah, but to me, she just looked like a normal woman, just a very attractive looking woman. Why would he know right away she was a prostitute?
He probably didn't. He just kept calling her a whore and she didn't deny it. So who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking similarly. She doesn't scream whore to me at all.
No, I mean, we know she is because we saw the scene earlier. But when she walks in, I don't know.
So we get a small passage of time, and this small passage of time, we learn that Paris has a stash of cash. Maine is loosening the plumbing, and Rhodes is wearing a shirt that somebody ended up getting shot in.
Which, you have to raise your eyebrow.
Suddenly, Caroline's phone beeps. Oh, there's a bar? We got a bar? And that drives her to try to find more than one bar so she can make a phone call.
And, it's pouring outside. So what does she do? She runs and grabs the plastic shower curtain, and she rips it down.
Which is a call out to Psycho again.
Yeah. And then she goes to try to find more bars. And at this point, I don't know how far we are into the film. It feels like we've been moving pretty good. We know that something's about to happen.
Yep. And then we get so briefly, and then we have Ed. He responds. He seems to hear something and he goes to investigate.
This was a scene, I guess, that a lot more was filmed, but they ended up cutting it all because Ed is doing, he does the whole thing of, he searches and he follows the hangers and he gets right to the laundry room and he finds the head. And then they come in and find him with Caroline's head. And there's no suspicion at all that Ed might have done this. Well, I guess what was cut was Rhodes and him had previously discussed and started searching for this woman that screamed and had found evidence and had gone off to different places. And so Rhodes knew right away that Ed was with him when they heard the scream, and they cut that out for some reason. It would have made a little more sense, I think, of why they didn't suspect Ed.
Well, he wasn't holding the head. He was just looking at it, and I think that if he had done it and they all got there, he would leave or something.
Or be covered in blood.
Or be covered in blood, right? He wasn't covered in blood. I just took it as he found the head. They were seconds behind him, so I didn't think they would suspect him at all.
One thing that I did think, again, made me start wondering about Ed's background was when he opened up when he heard, the laundry machine, he opened up and found the head. Again, very calm about it, not freaked out at all, not even a shock. He just kind of, oh, there's a head in there.
Yeah. And then they noticed that the room key is in there, and it has the number 10.
Which it said in our plot that was her room key, but that was actually Rhodes' room key, which then kind of made us start to wonder, is Rhodes guilty?
Yeah, it wasn't her room key.
No, it was Rhodes.
Yeah.
So now they suddenly discover, they head back to Rhodes' room, and it turns out that Maine has escaped.
And they were like, what the fuck?
And so here's another one of our red herrings to make us think, oh, maybe Maine is guilty. But that would have been just too obvious.
Too obvious. Back at the hearing, Malcolm's journals detail his fractured mind and the concept of integrating personalities to neutralize the violent one among them. At the motel, Ed discovers another numbered key at a crime scene and realizes the killer is counting down. Maine is recaptured, but later found dead while under Larry's watch, shifting suspicion again. Panic spreads as more keys, 8, 7, and 6, on successive victims, including Alice and George York, who was crushed while trying to save his son Timmy. As paranoia escalates, bodies begin disappearing and survivors attempt escape, only to fail catastrophically. A breakdown from Paris reveals a crucial clue. Her birthday is May 10th. Soon, it's discovered everyone at the motel shares the same birthday, as does Malcolm Rivers, the same day the original murders occurred. Ed uncovers another strange pattern. Everyone's name matches a U.S. state. Dr. Malik contacts Ed directly, revealing the truth. The motel exists in Malcolm's mind, and Ed himself is one of Malcolm's personalities. The killings represent an internal purge meant to destroy the violent identity before Malcolm's execution. Ed is sent back into the motel to finish the job.
This whole second act, I think, is where it's kind of early on, you're given enough clues to realize this isn't really happening, that it's happening in Malcolm's head. Did you catch those clues?
Nope.
For the biggest things for me was Busey's character, when he is, off on the run through the woods, and he keeps running, and all of a sudden he ends up at the same diner right across from the motel. So to me, right there is a trippy of they can't get away. They're trapped in this motel area. So right there I thought, okay, something's metaphysical here. Something's weird going on here. The other big clue for me was when Ed talks about his backstory and he gives his origin to Paris, and he mentions that he's having blackouts, which immediately made me think that either he's got multiple personalities, but since we know Malcolm is the killer, he must be one of Malcolm's personalities.
So we get so briefly a continuation, more explanation about the midnight hearing, and that they want to have the prisoner here, but the judge is like, no fucking way. We're getting on with this. You've had all this time, and we're getting this started. And then we jump back to the hotel, and Ed lets the rest of the guests know that something has happened to Caroline, and they freak out. And we get Ginny. She leaves in a panic, in a huff, and she ends up confessing to her new husband that actually she's not pregnant, and he demands to be let in to the bathroom, and she won't let him in.
I thought this film did a good job. Second time I saw it, as he's banging on the door, they're arguing, she's crying, and then he stops, and then she goes to get the door, and then it starts banging again. It was at this point the second time watching it, I was thinking, oh, he's getting killed, and he's actually asking her to open the door for help.
Yeah,
Yes.
did you catch the tone change and that he actually said, what are you doing here?
Yeah, it's very light,
Yep.
and it's before he starts banging on the door.
Yep.
Yeah, and they did a great job building the suspense in this, and then
There was another thing that happened here that kind of threw me off a little bit, is when she opened up the door and looked out and saw the shadow of the killer who looked like a big guy. And because at first I was starting to think, oh, this is going to be a weird thing with Timmy being the killer or something like that. But then you see this big guy and I thought, well, maybe it is an adult.
oh yeah. They do a good job at turning you different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So
We have Ed looking through Larry's trailer, and we find the porno mags, and he has this rage, where he's in the magazines, he's writing slut and scratching out the women's faces.
Did you catch too that the knife sheath without the knife?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
we are led to believe that was the knife that cut off Caroline's head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yep.
So they really focus at this point to make us really suspect Larry. Since they had recaptured Busey's character, Maine, we're now suspecting, so it's Larry that's the killer.
Yeah. Because they are stacking the odds against him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ginny, she finally opens up the bathroom door, and she freaks, and then we get the shadow reveal, and then she flees back into the bathroom, and after some work, she does get the bathroom door locked again.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that was going to happen. But
No, and she actually stays alive a lot longer than I remembered.
Mhm. So she flees out the bathroom window. She runs into the guys. They head back in to the motel room. Seemingly a moment later, it's like, how do you potentially miss the guy? Because they were right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing that they find, the motel key, at first they had found 10, now they find 9.
And clearly, it's a countdown.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na.
So this is where we flash to Maine, and he is leaving the motel behind, and off in the distance, he sees some lights and a distant building, and he makes his way to it, and he breaks in, and then that's where we get the reveal that he's right back at the motel. And it's like, okay, so this changes everything, which means this is a Twilight Zone episode, and nothing is what it appears to be.
Well, the other thing, too, is that it's obvious he was running and he was fleeing. He's fleeing this whole time while Lou was getting killed, so he can't be the killer.
Exactly.
They kept showing us that this was like a tribal ground or something. And
The
so,
brochure and all that.
yeah. And so I was starting to think when this, thing with Maine happens, I'm with you. I'm kind of like, oh, are we supernatural now?
They're
Is
in a
there gonna
cursed
be,
land.
something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not going to be what it appears to be. The story is not going to be a linear approach in a logical way. It's going to be something unusual.
Right. And so now the filmmakers have changed the rules. And I remember thinking when I first saw it, I had no idea this was coming. So, yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
There was some story I read or I saw, I can't remember what it was from, where there was a character who had multiple personalities, but somehow his personalities actually basically came out into the real world and were real people in the real world. And so I thought maybe that's where this is going. Maybe Malcolm's personalities have manifested themselves into the real world and they're trapped in this little universe. But then I went back to, maybe this is all just happening in Malcolm's head.
Yeah.
So as Maine is looking flabbergasted back at the motel, Rhodes is right there. He spots him, and so they capture Maine again.
And so the building that they're in is actually at the motel site, right? Where they tie him up.
The diner's right across the street, or right across the parking lot.
It looked a lot further when Maine was running to it.
Well, that's the idea.
But it's I know, but I guess my point is, or my question is, the building that Maine runs to magically turns into the diner across the street.
Yes.
Okay.
Showing that they're trapped.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we have Alice. She becomes conscious again from her collision with the car, so briefly, and we are now given a little bit of hope that maybe she's going to pull through.
Yeah, which made it even weirder when she doesn't, because you're thinking, okay, now she's getting a little bit better. She's stabilized, and then we find out later she's dead.
And then we have Maine. He wakes up now and he starts talking to Larry. And Larry, he doesn't like that at all.
What do you got in the freezer there, Larry?
But he also says, I know a secret, or basically, I have a secret I could tell you, or something like that. And we're led to believe maybe he knows something about what's going on, but it turns out later he just knows what's going on with Rhodes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Paris, she goes back to her room and she completely loses it when Ed is right behind her.
She underestimated his sneakiness.
Yes.
Is this where Ed reveals his kind of origin story?
Yeah, where he's a cop. Because he then goes and he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm getting some shit that's mine. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he gets those disposable cameras.
Yep.
And he goes back to the to Lou, where Lou got killed.
Well, we're revealed here that he's a cop, or was a cop.
Yes, I was getting to that.
Okay.
And
Doing the crime scene photo bit.
And I like how even through all of this madness, he still takes the time to take the pictures because he's going to need the proof, right? He's going to need proof that he didn't do it or something along those lines.
Well, he knows that the evidence is going to get corrupted at some point. The body's going to get moved. Something's going to be weird. So he's trying to document it all because it's the cop side of him. But he also tells us about his blackouts. Did that kind of spark anything for you of like mistrust with Ed?
No.
Nope.
No, I trusted Ed from the beginning.
Yep.
John Cusack just has one of those faces.
Yeah, but it just seemed like this is the kind of movie that's going to have a twist where the hero ends up being the bad guy. And I thought the fact that they're really pushing this whole multiple personality thing, that somehow he was going to either be the killer or, like I said, he was going to be one of the personalities. Did you catch the book that was in his car?
Briefly. I don't think I got the title.
I saw it and it's like, okay.
The book was about consciousness and disassociation from consciousness and all that, and has kind of a associated theme with multiple personalities.
Yeah.
So that was another hint for us, was the book in his car.
Yeah, there you go.
So we find, so Ed ends up finding motel room key 9 on Lou. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Wasn't it in Lou? Like it was stuck in the wound?
I think he was holding it.
Yeah,
okay.
Looked like he was just clutching it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then so everyone's freaking out now.
And then we have Ed and Rhodes. Larry, what are you doing out of the room? Why are you not guarding him?
I had to go get something, Larry says, and which something's not right.
Well, I thought maybe Maine had escaped again when they were heading back to the diner. But no, they find him with a baseball bat shoved down his throat.
What a way to go.
Did you hear about the side story about the mannequin that they used for Busey? Mangold loved the mannequin, the dummy, so much, he kept it in his closet at home until his wife found it and freaked out.
Yeah,
and he had to get rid of it.
That's weird.
And they find key number 8 on him. And now we see that Larry, what are you doing with Caroline's wallet? And he freaks out. He's like, you can't pin this on me. I didn't do any of this stuff. Well, you have Caroline's wallet and you were supposed to be guarding Maine. What's going on? And no, you're not pinning any of this on me.
But Rhodes is absolutely positively sold that it is Larry.
Is this where Larry puts the knife to Paris's throat?
Yep.
But Paris gets out of it.
She gives a big kick and they go tumbling backwards into the other room. And Larry is knocked down, and as Paris stands up, she happens to grab the handle to the freezer.
And what falls out of the freezer?
A dead body. Almost like the Goonies, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Which then gets into this really crazy story, Larry telling how he ended up at the motel, that he found the guy already dead, put his body in the freezer, figuring that family would eventually come to find him. Nobody showed up, but except for people who wanted to stay at the motel. And he thought, hey, I need a job. I need money. So I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah. And so he did.
And so all of a sudden, Larry, he ends up he flees for a moment. Right after this body reveal, he's gone and he jumps into the truck and he's trying to get out of there.
I'm thinking, wait, both sides of the road are out. Where are you really going to go? I completely forgot that this scene existed. And it was like oh, fuck moment for me, for sure. He gets in the truck. He's trying to get away. We cut to the kid and we cut to George. And so nothing good is going to come from this. And just, wow, George just gets impaled.
Well, as the truck's coming at him, my first thought was you see the kid take a sidestep out of the way of the truck, yet George still tries to jump to save the kid.
I didn't even think the kid was remotely close to that truck. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking to George, what the fuck are you doing, guy? So,
Yeah, but this is where George gets taken out.
yeah, well, you play dumb games, right?
Yeah, you can always have more kids, and it was only a step kid.
Wow.
Love you, Joey.
Wow.
So now we're back to the midnight hearing, and the prospect of multiple personalities are being presented to us, the viewing audience, and the judge.
And this is where the judge is looking through the journal, right? And you see all the different handwritings. And then this is for me where it clicked again last night because I kind of have forgotten about the little kid. I knew the twist because I'd seen it, but I forgot it was the kid. And when you see the George York in little kid handwriting it over and over again, that's what kind of triggered it for me watching it again.
Yeah, I was still oblivious. And this is where Malcolm Rivers, he is wheeled in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to actually show up.
Yeah, neither did I, because I thought he was supposed to be Jake Busey.
Well, I also thought that he was at the motel, but nobody had seen him. And so he was just kind of, slumping around or something like that. That was going to be another twist, is that he was there the whole time.
That's what I was sort of halfway thinking. Somehow he's tied in because he was there physically, not just mentally.
Yeah, and so when he shows up at the courthouse or chambers or whatever, you're like, oh, fuck, there he is, right?
I kept thinking they arrested the kingpin.
And then I looked at him and I went, oh, fuck, that's the guy who played Superman's dad. And that's the guy who played the drunk priest in Constantine. It's not Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. And so, he's brought in and they start to talk to him.
One of the things I tried to do is I tried to actually pause and try to read some of the things in the notebook, and I couldn't find any clues in the notebook that I saw.
Oh, there you go.
Except for the fact, just the multiple personalities.
Sure.
So back at the motel, we have Jenny. She says, maybe it's the burial ground. What?
I'm thinking poltergeist.
I was starting to think that at some point Jenny was a psychic, because she's also the one who said, right as Rhodes drove up, she says, she just got a chill. It just got cold in here.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe she was a little bit psychic, or they're going to work that into it. That there was something weird about Jenny.
Oh, I didn't put that together. And now that you say that, that could have been an interesting way to go with it.
I just took it that she sensed the evil of Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I took it, because he was presented there right when she's talking about the chill.
When she said the chill, that's again made me think Malcolm's in the back seat because she's sensing his evil.
So Rhodes has had enough, and he lays down the law. We are all staying here in the room together, and nobody's going anywhere until dawn.
Well, I like how he says, if anybody tries to leave, I'll shoot you. If anybody tries to come in, I will shoot you.
So they all sit, and they kind of sort of chat, and they're wondering if there could be some sort of a connection between each other. I mean, like, what is it that, might make all of us, for whatever reason, somehow connected?
Yeah, it was Jenny that brought up that topic, and she talks about this island with all the 10 survivors on the island who all had a connection.
Yeah. And so it's put into our head, hey, maybe there is a connection between all of them.
During this time that they're all together, we find out that Alice has passed.
Which I kind of a kick to the balls, right? I mean, you think that she's on the way up, and there was no sign of foul play, they didn't say. They just said that she was dead.
Right.
There was a subtle clue, again, about Timmy, is in the background. It's one of those blink and you misses it, but he sneaks into her room while everyone's talking.
Well, no, we see it.
Yeah.
Because Cusack or one of the girls goes, you can't go in there. And Rhodes, who laid down the law, he said, no, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's not a blink if you miss it.
Yeah, but she ends up dead right after that.
Well, I just assumed he was going to see his mom.
Mm-hmm.
So Ed, he's distracted, and you hear oh so subtly the sound of the hotel key. That's what draws his attention to the room. And then that's where they find that she has room key 6. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? Well, what happened to 7?
We don't know.
Wait, that was George.
So they go out there.
They find key number 7 in George's pocket, which how did he get the key in his pocket if they were all locked in the room?
And so with this, Ed is insistent. Jenny and Timmy, you just got to get in the car and just drive. Just drive. Doesn't matter where you drive. Just keep driving until dawn.
And so they head for the car. And I remember thinking this last night, and I remember thinking this when I saw it in 2003. This seemed a bit quick. This seemed a little bit forced.
Well, the two things that I thought was, one, we didn't see them die. We just see the car explode.
Fair.
And two, who had time to set up the car to explode?
Which I thought was kind of weird, right?
It was a little too fantastical.
Yeah, it almost felt shoehorned. Everyone else had been killed in kind of this gruesome way.
Not necessarily unplausible, but maybe plausible.
Correct. The bat, the beheading, the truck, and then all of a sudden a car bomb goes off or some sort of bomb goes off.
Well, they make a point to tell us there's no evidence of bodies. Because even Larry says, were they burned up? And he goes, no, there would have been something here. So my thought is Ginny and Timmy are coming back at some point. Either one or both.
At that moment, sure. But this is when now they go look
and
all of the bodies are gone.
All evidence, Lou's blood isn't in the hotel room where he was stabbed to death.
Yeah, the hotel was nice and clean. And so, with Maine running in a loop, bodies disappearing, a mysterious bomb going off, you kind of put together, you're not exactly in the real world anymore.
Mm-hmm,
right?
For sure.
And so now you're waiting. What is the twist? What is it going to be?
Yep. And so now we are down to 4.
And this is when they are in the hotel room, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure you will, and it is revealed that they all have the same birthday.
Yep. And yeah, Paris, she's talking about her birthday. It's next week. What? Mine is too. When's your birthday? The 10th.
Mine too.
Mine too.
And then Cusack. I love Cusack's response.
He's like, yep.
And then they go to the office and we cut to the office and at some point, and Ed's looking through the copies of the license, and it's shown to us, the audience, that everybody has the same birthday.
In the meantime,
and he notices the names of the fact that they're all locations.
And now we have Ed. He is sucked into the hearing, and now he is in that midnight hearing, and he's like, what's going on? Where am I?
I thought Cusack did such a great job playing this.
Yeah.
He sold it very well.
So did the guy playing Malcolm, because his expressions in the mirror.
Oh, I agree. I think this is a really good scene. And this is it, right? This is the twist. And we still have maybe 20, 30 minutes left of the movie.
Well, at the same time, aren't we also finding that Paris has run to try to use the radio to call again and finds the radio busted out of the car? And this is where she finds Maine's police record.
Yeah, we cut back and forth, right?
But I just totally dig where you have the doctor. He shows a picture to everybody else. Can you tell me who this is? And he slides the picture. You pick it up, and it's a picture of Malcolm. It's a picture of himself. He's like, no.
I have no idea who this is. And then he slides the mirror.
Yeah.
What'd you do to my face?
And just that reaction.
It was good.
And I like how Dr. Malik keeps asking him questions and then telling him things. And then the camera holds on Cusack's face and he says, why are you telling me this? And then boom, the bomb drops. And yeah, it's really good.
It's also revealed, I don't know if it was revealed a little bit earlier or revealed at this point, where they're saying that Malcolm's been going through some medical and chemical treatments to eliminate his personalities, especially eliminate the violent one.
I think it's here because they're trying to convince the judge at the same time.
Yeah.
Right, because Malik is talking to Malcolm, and then the lawyers are talking to the judge, and you're right, this is where we put it together. Oh, they're trying to eliminate the personality that was the killer.
Yep.
And because if they leave the innocent one, then they won't kill Malcolm. They won't execute him.
Well, it's more of if they can prove that Malcolm had no idea he was doing it, they can't kill him.
Yeah, they have to get rid of his violent tendency. They have to get rid of the killer. Yeah. And so basically this is where the doctor pleads with Ed that you need to help find the killer and eliminate him.
The killer cannot survive because the execution is going to be on if we cannot eliminate the killer in you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like how Malik knew it was Ed, and he's all, Edward? and then they have that dialogue, and it's almost like the hero has to go back into the maze or whatever
but no win situation.
to save the day type of a deal.
And so now here he is. Ed is back at the motel.
Evidence surfaces showing Rhodes is not a real officer but a criminal impersonator. Believing Rhodes to be the murderous personality, Ed kills him. As Ed dies, he cryptically tells Paris, "I saw you in an orange grove." Malcolm echoes the same words at the hearing. Malcolm's execution is stayed, and inside his mind, Paris appears to survive, settling peacefully in frost-proof Florida, tending an orange grove. But the illusion collapses when she discovers key number 1 buried in the dirt. Timmy appears. The truth snaps into place. Timmy is the original violent personality, having manipulated events and faked his own death. In the real world, Malcolm murders Dr. Malik and escapes during transport. In his mind, Timmy kills Paris, fully taking control. As Timmy's voice calmly recites Antigonish once more, the cycle of violence is complete, and Malcolm Rivers is no longer in control. Roll credits.
Every time I hear Timmy, I think, Timmy! Timmy!
For sure. South Park.
So anyway, we have the reveal that Rhodes is a fake cop, that he's not real, and then we get an additional flashback to show how Rhodes came into the situation, that he was in the back of the car with Maine, stabs the officer through the back of the seat, and that's where the hole appeared in the back of his shirt that he changed out.
Yeah.
So we have Paris. She discovers the officer in the trunk, and now we are looking for Ed or Larry.
Well, I love how she runs to find, she's trying to find Ed, and she runs into him, and the first question she asks him is, "Where did you go?" Like he had disappeared, like he had left the motel somehow. And so obviously that was when he went out into the real world.
Okay. I just figured it was a big motel and she couldn't find him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Rhodes, he's closing in on Paris, and doggone it, here comes Larry to save the day.
After all of that, Larry tries to do the right thing, but it doesn't work.
Doesn't work out for him.
Because he just gets shot, and Paris is on the run. And finally she runs into Ed, and Rhodes comes out, and now you have your standoff.
And right here, we were showing a couple of times that flailing power line on the ground, and I thought that was going to come into play, that somebody was going to be electrocuted.
Well, the funny thing about that is there's a scene where you see the flailing power line in the background, and they're trying to use the fuses to get the power back on the motel, but that won't work if the line is down in the background.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And I thought this bit was, it was okay.
The showdown?
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of just shoot each other.
Well, yep. I do like how Ray Liotta's character says, "If you move, I'll shoot you." And what does Ed do right away? He just walks right at him.
And they're not very good shots. I mean, let's be real.
Well, Ed gets it pretty good the first time, because I think he shoots Maine in the shoulder, or Rhodes in the shoulder, but he gets it like in the stomach or something.
And that's a slow death.
Yeah.
For as good as Ed came across, I expected him to shoot him in the head.
There was another cut scene here, or not even cut, but edited scene, where you see as Rhodes and Ed get face to face, he whispers something in Rhodes' ear. Do you know what he whispered?
Why would I know that if it was cut?
Because we never saw it.
Well, it's been revealed, either an extended version or the director revealed it. He cut it out because it gave away the movie. It gave away the ending. What he actually said in his ear, Ray Liotta's character says, "I didn't do this." And Cusack's character says, "I know." So that tells you they both realize it's another killer.
And then so Ed dies.
And Paris, she's trying to have him hold on, but he's too far gone, and all he says is, "I saw you. I saw you in an orange grove."
I had to wonder about that, what that line meant. What did you guys think it meant when he said, "I saw you in an orange grove"?
I think it was, I thought that it was a callback to when they were talking about where they come from and what they're doing and how Paris was leaving Nevada, Vegas to go back to Florida to an orange grove.
Yep.
So,
And so I took it that he is releasing her to go have a happy, fulfilled life.
I looked it up, and according to either the director or some interview with somebody, it might have been Cusack, one of them, it was supposed to represent, as he's dying, he's connecting to Malcolm's consciousness. And what this reveals is all of the different characters, as you were saying earlier on, Don, this kind of confirms it, all of them represent somebody who interacted with Malcolm in the real world. He had seen a woman in an orange grove, working in an orange grove in Florida, and it, basically took her and made it one of his personalities. So that's why he says, "I saw you in an orange grove," because that's where she came from.
well, there you go.
So we get a brief flashback to the midnight hearing, and then we can see that the people around the table, they are softening towards this angle of approach that Malcolm Rivers might very well be able to be set, not at least be executed.
Well, we also think that it's Paris is the only one left, so that's his only personality left, is the soft, gentle person.
And so the judge says, all right, dude, you don't got to die.
And we have a cut back to the motel. It's the next day, and Paris is taking off in the pickup truck.
Did she stay the whole night with all the dead bodies? Or did they all disappear again?
Well, I think time is relative in someone's head.
Yeah. I guess
So who knows?
So anyway, she drives all the way to Florida and gets her 10 acres or whatever it is in her orange field, which of course now has all the oranges already.
And, well, we all know it's in Malcolm's mind. So at this point,
Yeah,
whatever,
anything goes.
right? And so she's digging up her oranges or the soil, and she comes across key number 1.
Ah, shit.
And she turns around, and that little Timmy motherfucker, like the Omen. Right? He looked like the fucking Antichrist.
He reminded me of the kid from Pet Sematary.
Oh, little Gage?
Yeah, a little Gage with the same kind of hairstyle.
Sure. And he just looked like a ruthless little fuck. And then we get the flashbacks and the story kind of all sewn up.
Yeah, showing
right?
him smothering his mom
and all that stuff. Telling us that he is, in fact, the killer personality, and he, in fact, is going to be the only one left, which now we cut back to the prison transport. And as Malcolm reaches through and starts strangling Dr. Malik, how come the driver doesn't do anything?
I was so struck by that as well.
He waited. So follow me, my logic here. He waited, the driver, waited for Malcolm to finish choking Malik. It's a lot of M's. And then he said, okay, here, sir, you can have my neck. What the fuck was that about?
What type of a transport driver are you?
What kind of Mickey Mouse organization are they running?
What do you think about the way we started with the poem and we ended with the poem?
A lot of movies do that. It's just a bookend.
Have you ever looked up that poem?
No, not at all.
That poem actually, if you read the entire thing, tells us how this movie is going to end.
Ah, cool.
Because one of the last lines is, last night I saw, because it starts with, yesterday upon the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. The last line of it is, last night I saw him on the stair. My God, I thought he wasn't there, which is symbolizing that, oh, we thought the killer was gone. He's still here. She wishes he wasn't here.
Damn.
So it was supposed to be basically, he kind of used this poem as the theme of the entire movie.
Yeah, there you go. And that was Identity. All right, what do you guys think? You guys are ready to rate this flick?
I'm ready to rate this flick. How about you, John? Are you ready to rate this flick?
Wait, which one of us are you talking to? If it's John, he says he's ready to go.
Hey, Professor, how do we do our ratings?
We do our ratings on a scale of 1 to 5 fucks. 5 fucks is a movie that we think is cinematic gold. A 1 fuck movie is where you get done watching it And you're thinking, I'm never watching that again.
And what's a zero?
A zero fuck movie is you get done watching it, you turn to your buddy, and you're like, oh, for shit's sake, what the heck? Why would you make me? I want 1 hour and 30 minutes of my life back.
Or in other words, we don't give a fuck. All right, who wants to go first?
I can go first if you like.
All right, fire away, tough guy.
Before I do, Don, I think you got it wrong last week. So you're batting, what, 0 this year? So
Well, your math skills are absolutely astonishing me.
So what is my rating going to be this week?
You're going to give Identity 3 fucks.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Identity is a solid mind fuck movie that keeps you guessing with a unique twist at the end, even if the clues feel like they're practically being thrown in your face. Anyone paying a close attention can piece together things early on, especially once Ed mentions blackouts and Malcolm's multiple personality angle clicks into place. Between everyone being exaggerated versions of themselves and Malcolm's side story, it's not hard to see where it's all going. That said, it's still a fun watch. It just lacks the level of suspense I personally want from a mystery thriller. I want to follow the clues, but when you add in the metaphysical elements, the rules go out the window. Cusack is fine, but feels a little flat at times for me. While Amanda Peet is a highlight, Ray Liotta is always entertaining, even though this isn't one of his stronger roles. The movie starts out strong, but once the twists becomes obvious, reality stops mattering and clue watching starts feeling pointless. It's for those reasons I'm giving Identity 3 out of 5 fucks.
Bam, nailed it.
You're right up to a 500 batting average, just like that.
Wow.
Is that
Your math skills are absolutely blowing my mind right now. You or me there, tough guy?
Rock, paper, scissors?
All right.
Best of 11?
Okay, go.
All right. I guess I'll go. The movie Identity is a really interesting watch. And I got to say, John Cusack, a delightful person in this movie. And Ray Liotta, solid. Amanda Peet, she was wonderful as well. Oh my gosh, that woman, that character, Paris, she endures so much, terror. How many times did she scream? Like a half dozen times. She was having a really rough night. Anyway, having this movie be the psychological thriller where it takes that weird twist when we have Maine all of a sudden back at the motel, man, all bets are off, and I don't know how or what this movie's going to play out the way that it does. And so I'm bizarrely curious to watch, okay, well, there goes another body, and there goes another. Yep, there goes somebody else. Jeez, man, how many are left again? Wait, 1, 2. And so I found myself counting. Wait, are there 5 left? Wait, no. Oh, I forgot about Mom. Oh, wait, no, now she's dead. Anyway, so I found the movie to be a fun and good watch. Where the movie falls short for me is the ending. The ending for me sucked. I hated the ending. It was ridiculous. Wait, Timmy did that? So Timmy shoves the baseball bat down Maine's throat. Yeah. So Timmy cuts off Caroline's head. Yeah. No. So Timmy rigs a car to explode. No. And what? Whores don't get a second chance? Fuck that. And so, the movie was fine up until we got that twist at the end where it turns out that it was Timmy all along for all of it. Fuck that shit. And so it just totally tanked, my rating. And so with that, I'm giving this 2 fucks.
2 fucks from the professor. I thought Identity was a fun film. I remember watching it back in 2003 when it came out, and I still think it's one of the most underrated best twists out there. I didn't care that Timmy was the killer because it's all in his head. So the law of physics and the law of reality completely out the window. For all I know, Timmy is a fucking superhero in Malcolm's head and can get that bat down his throat. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my take. I thought the music was good. I thought the film was cast very well. They all played their parts delightfully. I still like the twist. I still like the movie. I'm giving Identity 3.5 fucks. with 2 fucks from the professor, 3 fucks from the comic book guy, and 3.5 fucks from yours truly. That gives Identity an average of 2.8 fucks, which now puts it in the 27th spot with La La Land, The Last Dragon, Trick or Treat, The Never-Ending Story.
It's Trick or Treat.
Solo, a Star Wars Story, and Tommy Boy. It is slightly better than Thanksgiving, Death of a Unicorn, Team America, World Police, and The Black Swan. And it is slightly worse than Willow. Wow.
Just Willow?
Yeah, just Willow. Willow is the only movie in the 26th spot.
I've got a question for you.
Sure.
Is Paris a final girl?
I don't know. Does she exist?
Well, I mean, she exists as a personality. I mean, she comes through Malcolm. I was thinking, but she's not, because technically it appears she dies in the end, but we don't really see her die. In the same way, Nancy in the first Nightmare on Elm Street appears that she gets driven off to die, but then she comes back later. I think they left it open-ended. If they ever wanted to do a sequel, Paris could come back as a personality. So I almost see her as a final girl.
You almost do, or you do?
You bring up the point of she doesn't really exist, so could she be a final girl?
Okay, but doesn't a final girl have to have some sort of chutzpah where she defends herself?
She survived.
Once again, does she show some sort of chutzpah where she defends herself?
I guess chutzpah could be in the form of determination.
Yeah. I mean, she kind of fights off people. She fights off Larry. She fights off Rhodes.
I think it's all in his head. I don't think any of these characters exist. I mean, yeah, you could call her a final girl if you want. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Three Guys in a Flick. If you would like to know which movie we're going to be reviewing next, please check out the website. Speaking of which, hey, John, where can they find us?
They can find us at threeguysinaflick.com, where we go ahead and post all of our show notes. All of the episodes are available there, as well as you have a web form there that you can submit a movie you would like to go in the helmet. Also, by popular request, you can find us at letterboxd.com or on the app. You can find us at all of social media, where on Tuesdays, I've been posting what movie we're releasing on that following Thursday. And you can find us at any place that hosts podcasts. In fact, while you're listening to us, go ahead and leave us a comment of a movie you would like us to review down the road.
Hey, speaking of comments, John, what do we got on board for today?
The comment of the week comes from Uncle Luke, who says, I miss the face the wheel bit you guys used to do. After listening to your older podcasts again and again, I still enjoyed the comic book guy's precious moments too, but the wheel was fun to listen to towards the end of the podcast, especially when the professor picked the winners. Thank you guys again for keeping me sane during the rough work days. Would love to hear you guys review Iron Man finally. Please and thank you.
I love how the listeners start saying please and thank you.
Yeah.
That just kind of shows that they listen.
Yeah, that, and they reference the helmet sometimes.
Well, thank you, Uncle Luke, for the comment. We appreciate it. And hey, Iron Man, back in the Broncos helmet. I want to thank Jordan H. for throwing Identity into the Bronco helmet. We had a lot of fun watching it and reviewing it. We hope you have a lot of fun listening to it. I also want to thank anyone who listens and who has suggested a movie. If you keep listening, we'll keep recording. For Three Guys in a Flick, I'm Don.
I'm John.
And I'm Ken. Thanks for... Oh, shit. Room key number 3? What am I doing with room key number 3? Guys!
Wait, hang on. What key do you have?
I have one, so you're going first.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, my God. Wait. No, wait. This isn't real. This isn't real. This is all in my mind.
Wait, why are all those people coming at us?
Wouldn't it be funny if the three of us, like one of us was real and the other two are in each other's heads? In one of our heads?
God, I hope not.
Three guys with some mics, yeah, dive into the flicks. We're here for the real talk, no time for the tricks. Don as the captain, steering us right. Kid drops now, is shedding light. John with the comics, bringing the hype. From the good, the bad, to the absurd. We break it down, make sure you heard. Passion for the screen, we ride or die about movies. You know, we always give a fuck, no lie.
I saw Superman Tanker's comment about Superman. That's my boy.
I didn't read it all.
That's my boy.
Did he like it?
Oh, he loves Superman, hence the
Yeah. But
tag.
did he like the movie?
Oh, he loved it. 5 out of 5 fucks.
Well, what do you think of the podcast?
Oh, he loves our podcast. 5 out of 5 fucks. Absolutely love this movie. Christopher Reeves is Superman. Everyone else who plays the role does so in his shadow. This is the comic book movie that many tried to copy, but they all fell short until the 21st century. 5 out of 5. Superman Tanker, my man. You know, I adjusted my microphone and I think I sound way better. You guys are like, I don't give a fuck.
You sound the same.
Well, that's disappointing. It will be whatever I say it is. Don't worry. You get to read your...
You can read yours.
No. You get to read your, I miss precious moments. That's cool. All right. What was the fucking quote? A man stood before me and then he closed his eyes. Wait, I'm not asking. It was a rhetorical question. Rhetorical. It was a rhetorical
As I was going
question.
up the stairs, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away.
I think this jukebox is on its own, man. It's like possessed. I
was
didn't put the
thinking
quarter in.
Same.
And again, I still enjoyed the... I'm sorry. I missed the face, the wheel. I missed the face of...
Like a worm?
This is where you insert the cranberries in your head, in my head. Zombie.
Why would I insert the cranberries when I have that? Good times. All right. Now's the time. I have two. I came prepared this weekend. Professor, did you come prepared this weekend? This week?
I couldn't get it off in time.
I'm glad he said off.
As opposed to?
Up.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
But there is one that are just, it's like the perfect one. I don't know if there could be one after this one. It just slaps you in the face.
Fucking hit me.
Identities.
Identities? Yeah. I have ident-titties because, you know, titty, it's in the fucking name, right?
Yeah.
And then I have I lick titties.
Oh, I had identities.
I had I dick titties.
Yeah. And I had identifuck.
No, it's got to end with titties.
And may all your days and nights be filled with happiness. All right, fuck off. Good night.
With laughter and debates, we hit the sky. So tune in, feel the thrill, catch the vibe. As three guys in a fight, keep the passion alive.